back for another video. This is going to be a mini review of the TC Electronic Polytune clip-on tuner and the new Line 6 G10 relay wireless system that just hit the market. We're going to start with the tuner first. I just actually got this in today, so this is going to be really quick because I didn't go through all the settings. This is just how I'm going to use it. Very simple. Basically, when I play a show live, there's one song in the set that I use a double neck acoustic. One is a 12 string, the other one's a 6 string. And you know, we'll get the guitars tuned before the show. The guitar will sit on the stand, and usually the song that we do, It's Wanted Dead or Alive, is, you know, towards the end of the set. So from show start to when that song comes up, that guitar is sitting there, and if it's an outdoor venue, you know, the air, or if it's a hot venue inside, or even outside, if it's a hot muggy day, you know how that can cause, you know, wreak havoc on your guitar neck and things out of tune, and you need to tune it really quick. So tuning the 12 string in that kind of environment is just a pain. So I've had a few clip-on tuners in the past, and they were little plastic things, and they would always break, and you couldn't see them well. But this thing is actually really sturdy, and I'm just gonna hold this up so you can see better. It moves pretty well, but it's tight, and it's metal. The clip-on part is metal. It's got a rubber here so you don't scratch up your guitar. But the spring action is actually really good. So it's gonna pretty much clamp onto just about anything that you put it on. All right, so I'm just gonna put it. I have my Fender Mutt Strat here, and I'm gonna clamp it onto the headstock. And like I said, this moves up and down and all around, and I'm gonna hopefully get this in the shot for you to see. I'm using my iPhone again, so I can't really see what I'm filming here, but I am tuned to E flat. All my guitars are tuned E flat for the band, so if you start seeing, you know, I'm tuning it, hey, that's not an E, it's going to show up as a D with a little mark to show that it's flat or sharp, or I don't know what I'm saying. All right, so here we go. So basically, on top power, you just press the power button on. There you go. Starts up, and I'm going to start tuning. So you know when you're in tune, when everything's green, basically. I'm having trouble seeing this because I'm letting you see it. But it seems to track really well, and it's very accurate. Yeah, every time, as soon as you move the guitar, here we go. This guitar needs to be intonated. It's actually pretty close. But that's it. I mean, so I would use it like this. I'd hit it down so I can actually see it. And on some guitars, you're gonna be able to put it on the back, you know, and actually hide it from people. You can actually, let me see if this will work. If I put it down here, now I have it back here. You can see the clip, but you can't see the tuner. So I can actually see this much better now, for me anyway. Really cool unit. What else can I say about this? Like I said, there's a button on top for power. There's two little buttons on the side. I haven't really gotten into that yet. I'm guessing that's the calibration, and if you want to change your tuning, you know, from A440 to something else. Battery wise, it takes one of those little, it's right on the back of the unit, little compartment here. It's one of those round, let me just drop this stupid thing, round batteries. I think they're yeah, CR2032 batteries. So you can get them off Amazon really cheap, but this does come with the unit when they ship it to you. Pick that back up. All right, so that's this. That's how I'm going to use it. I'm going to get into all the crazy features that this probably has. TC Electronics has their videos on this thing where they're going to go into this a little more in depth. But for me as the working musician, that's how I'm going to use it. And that's that. Next, we have the Line 6 Relay G10 wireless that I just received it last week. I actually pre-ordered it in early February and they just started shipping in the last couple of weeks. I ordered mine from Sweetwater. And just a little quick thing here. The reason why I ordered this, I was using the Line 6 Relay G30. I had a G50 too. The G50 was great, no issues, but when I play in my band, I'm around my microphone stand and my pedal board probably 85 to 90% of the time. So I don't go crazy running across to the other side of the stage. So the range in the G50, I didn't need all that range. So then I went down to the G30. Again, no issues with the G30. There was two things about the G30 that I wanted to improve upon, and that's why I got the G10. The G30, number one, like most wireless systems, batteries. Now, it uses two AA's. This is the G30 I'm talking about. Two AA's, so for a while I was buying batteries, and I could probably get 2.5 shows out of a set of batteries. Not a big deal, but you're still buying batteries a lot. Then I switched to rechargeable batteries, which, higher cost, but you only have to buy it once and you get the charger. The problem with that was there were times where you got so much going on you forget to charge your batteries before a show. I'd always bring the charger to my shows and put it on my pedal board if I forgot, but there was a time or two where I actually had to use a cable because it got close to showtime and then I just remembered I didn't charge my batteries for the wireless. And number three, I use two guitars live. I use two, not this one, I use two other guitars live mostly. That's all I need for my shows. And to use one system, I had to have two body packs. I'd have them in a little pouch on my guitar straps on both guitars, one on each guitar. The problem was I'd have the bass unit on my pedal board, and when I switch guitars, I'd have to lean down and change the channel on the bass because you can't have two packs running off one channel. You'd have to have them separate. So there was one time, this only happened once in the 2 or 3 years that I had the G30, where I switched guitars and I had forgotten to change the channel. I go to start a song and I have nothing. You start freaking out, and I'm looking at my pedal board. I'm like, oh, did a cable come out? I'm trying to plug stuff back in, and then it hit me that I needed to change that. So I didn't want to have to deal with that anymore. And I couldn't just, I guess you could hit mute on your pedal board if you have a tuner or whatever, but I had mine set up where I had a pouch that was Velcroed onto my strap, and the time that it would take to take that pouch off, and then I didn't want it in my pocket because I use in-ears too, so I had that pack in my pocket or hanging on my belt. So I used the pouches, and it was just, I didn't want to deal with it anymore. So this is where the G10 comes in. Now, there's the two big reasons, and I'm sure you already know this because, from watching other videos, is that the G10 doesn't use batteries. It has a battery, but it's built in, and it charges on its own through the base. And now I have it all set up here. So I'm going to show you this. I call this the Bug, and other companies have called their, I think the AKG had something called the Bug, but this blows it away completely. This is the part that goes in the guitar, obviously. Now, the cool thing about this is when you unplug it from your guitar or you unplug it from anything, it self-mutes. Like, my system's on right now and it's on pretty loud. I got an atomic amplifier and a CLR in the room here. So you got nothing, and there's a little, I don't know if you can see this, it's a little button right here. So when it goes into your guitar, I'm going to push that button in, you'll see the light. And I can actually hear. That means it's live. So when it's out of your guitar, the button comes up, it mutes. When you push that in, the green comes on, and that means you're good to go. Pretty nice. So watch. Right now you got nothing. I'm going to plug it into the guitar. It fits pretty well. Now that's what I'm going to get to too. It fits well on a Strat jack, and it also works really well if you have a jack on, you know, the underside of the guitar here. I was worried about hitting, you know, my leg hitting it, but I never came close the other night. It was great. All right, so we got it in the guitar. The green light's on. And you have sound. Now, one thing I want to bring up, and this was brought up on one of, I think it was the Gear page, and I was on there too and mentioned it. You have a tremolo bar. If you keep it loose and you're using a Strat, it's going to hit. You can put, you know, if you want to put a piece of foam or, I don't know, a piece of rubber here so that when it does hit, it doesn't damage. All I've been doing is just tightening the bar, so I can just move it to the position I want. Once I use it, you can either keep it there or you let it go down to there so it doesn't hit. Not a big issue, but I'm surprised they didn't think of that, unless they did and they just said this is the best, you know, there's no other option. Maybe eventually they'll come out with a new unit and this will be smaller so the bar can clear. I mean, I've tried messing with the bar to reset it, but there's no way that this is going to clear. Even on I would think on a Strat without a Floyd, this bar is going to be, it's going to be lower, so it's definitely going to hit. There's no way that's going to clear. But I can deal with that because the benefits far outweigh that little problem that I came across. Now the other great thing, now you get it, as far as range goes, I think it's 50 feet is what they state. And like I said earlier, I stay near my mic stand 85 to 90% of the time, so I don't really go too far. But I did go out into the audience during sound check just to see what things were sounding like, and I got out pretty far, and it was no dropouts, nothing. When I first got it in last week, I compared it. I went back and forth with an actual cable plugged in. I didn't hear any kind of tone loss, any kind of like none of the high frequencies got dulled or anything. It sounded the same to me from what I could hear anyway. My ear is not perfect, but I didn't hear any loss, and I thought it sounded great. And I played 3 sets with it the other night, and I completely forgot I had a new wireless because I did not have to worry about it. I just played the show and no concerns or anything. So I'm really happy with it. I'm going to show you the bass unit. I'll be right back. All right, here's the bass. Now I keep this on my board. I haven't attached it to the board yet because, like I said, this is still pretty new to me, and I didn't want to put any Velcro on it in case something went wrong. I needed to send it back, but it's gonna end up being on my board because it works. It does what it's supposed to do, and it's silent when you're unplugging guitar and everything. So it's great. On the back of the unit, you got power. It's a mini USB that goes out to a full-size USB, and that actually plugs into. Let me see if I can grab that too. Sorry about that. So here's the cable. This is the mini USB. This goes into the back of the unit. You got a full-size USB. Now the other thing, if you don't want to use, this is I guess you call it a wall wart that comes with it. It plugs in there, and that'll go into a power strip. The other thing you can do if you don't want to use this is get one of these, I guess they call it like a lipstick charger for cell phones. You can charge this in your computer. Actually, you can charge this right off of this at home too. I think this gives you about 4.5, 5 hours to be able to charge a digital unit that takes USB. So if you want to, you just can plug this right in here at a show. You know, if you're worried about losing any charge on it, plug it into here. Plug it into. Oops, doing this wrong. I don't know if you can see that through the camera, but when it's on charge or it's on, you get that nice glow to it around it. And I think it states, and I haven't even come close to draining the battery, but I think this, within a half hour, you get 8 hours charge, full charge. So it's glowing white around here, and the bug part will be green like I showed you before. When you get within a half hour, once it gets down to a half hour of charge, this should turn red. The light on here should turn red, and also the light on this part should turn like an orange. just to let you know that you have about 30 minutes left before this thing dies. But like I said, I played 3 sets the other night, and no worries. I didn't charge it once. I had it fully charged when I left the house, played the show, and made it all the way through. We played 3 1-hour sets, and with half-hour breaks in between, and I just left it plugged into the guitar. And that's another thing, and I keep remembering as I'm talking here, once you're not, if it's plugged into your guitar and you stop playing, I forgot how much time, but once you stop playing, say you take the guitar off and you put it on your guitar stand and you're not playing anymore, it will self-mute, and it'll also almost shut down so the battery doesn't keep drawing power from your charge. So say you played an hour set, you have an 8-hour charge, you played an hour set, so you should have 7 hours left. You take the guitar off, you put it on the guitar stand, and like me, you had a half-hour break. Now, just because it's still plugged in, it's not, once you're not playing anything, it's going to stop. It's not going to draw from that charge. So you're still going to have the 7 hours left. I'm trying to remember, I can't remember correctly, but one of the other videos on YouTube can probably tell you that it, how much time in between stopping playing and it stops the charge. I can't remember. I don't know if it's 30 seconds or a minute, or maybe even 2 minutes. I don't know. You can check on that if you're really interested in that. But like I said, I haven't had to worry about the charging. This thing, I get on stage and it was like out of my mind. The wireless was out of my mind. I didn't have to worry about batteries, I didn't have to worry about anything. And I have another casino show coming up this Friday, Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, and doing another 3 sets. So this thing's going to be rocking that. Really happy with this. Check it out. If you don't have a wireless, never used one, this is actually really, I think it's $179 new for most of the online retailers. Even maybe Guitar Center has it for that price too. For that price, for what it does, for the simplicity of it, and you know, saving on batteries and everything. And I saw some people were saying on various guitar forums were like, well, you know, Line 6 states that you'll get so many charges out of this thing before, you know, it won't charge anymore. Just like anything. I have an iPad that it's first generation that I still have around here that I just watch Netflix on. And after so many charges, you know, I've noticed it draining a lot faster. But so if that happens with this, for $179, Line 6 may or may not just sell this separately. I haven't gotten that confirmed yet. So if the battery inside this thing ends up dying where you can't charge anymore, I don't see how they wouldn't just sell this piece. But even if you have to buy a new one, it's $179. It's not like, you know, some of the other units I've seen that obviously are more complex and more range to them, 200 feet, 300 feet. For $179 just to buy another one of these at a third of the price of the other ones, I mean, that's a no-brainer. You're gonna get a good amount of time out of this thing. It's not like it's gonna work for 6 months and then, oh, battery's dead, I can't use it anymore, I gotta go buy another one. It's gonna last for a while if it's on par with a lot of, you know, other electronic devices. But anyway, I think I've spoken a little too much on this. This was supposed to be a mini review, and it's turning into a full-length feature film. So once again, thank you for checking out this video and my other videos. Make sure you hit the like button, the thumbs up, subscribe please. I love knowing that if I help 1 or 2 people with their gear decisions or coming up with guitar tones or whatever, it's all worth it to me. And I've been playing guitar for, let's just say over 20 years, and as you know, you're always chasing that tone. And so when I get a tone that I really like and someone else ends up using it, and they have you know, positive experience with it, that's the best part of doing this. Plus it's fun, right? All this stuff, I got too much stuff. If you could see what's behind this camera, too much stuff. I'm always selling stuff and paring down and all that, you know, which I'm sure a lot of you are too. Like they say, you can never have enough. I have enough, and basically have everything I need here. But this is not about that, right? I'm gonna say bye now before I just keep going. See ya.